morning, everybody. Bob here. Today's workout is called Exercises for Seniors, featuring the 4 core muscles. And we're going to start off with a warm-up. There are about 10 moves in the warm-up. See if you can remember the 10 moves. We're going to do them just once, but when you do them 3 times. So go through them once, then do them again. So we're going to start by doing a step touch, and just moving our arms and our legs to the side. We're standing in neutral. Our ears are over our shoulders, which are over our hips, which are over our knees, which are over our feet. Our chin is tucked in a little bit. Standing up nice and tall, and our pelvis is in neutral. So we're going to cross our arms and we're going to cross our legs in front. Now the whole warm-up should take about 5 minutes. Put on your favorite tune and go through these 10 exercises a couple of times, maybe even 3 times, and you'll be done the warm-up. So we're going to cross a different way with our palms down. We're crossing behind with our legs. And then we'll cross in front and behind. And you can switch your arms around and your palms around. So one goes across that way and the other one goes the other way, and then we'll switch and go that way and behind. Switching my palms to work my rotator cuff. And then we're going to pull our legs up and bring our arms down, and maybe our knees might even touch our elbows. You can have your legs close together and do this, or apart, warming up the hips and the upper body. We're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together and kick our butt. Looks like this from the back. So the arms are straight and crossed at the front, but we're lifting our straight legs out to the side, keeping our feet pointing straight ahead, working our adductors and our abductors on the outside of our legs and on the inside of our legs. Then we're going to do a lunge back with our arms coming up to the front, toe taps behind. Then we'll do a little bit of a bicep curl and a heel dig in front. Then we'll tap our toes, push our heels up, and reach across our body as high as we can. And then we'll kick out in front and slow down a bit. Swing our arms so that our balance is perfect. So that was just once. Maybe you could repeat that again, doing the same exercises. You could stop, rewind the video, and do it again, maybe 3 times if you can't remember the exercises. And that'll be your warm-up. Shake everything out. We're going to start with our shoulders here. So we're just going to move our arm up and back. And every time we do anything with our arm, if we want to switch our hand so that our palm faces in a different direction, it can face down, or it could face up, or it could face in, or it could face out. That'll work our rotator cuff when you twist your hand at the wrist. Keep the arm straight. Lift it nice and high and way back. Good. And if you want to be a little bit more adventurous, you can go all the way around and back the other way. Let's try the other one. Up, back. Change the palm. Palm down. Maybe palm up. Maybe palm in. Maybe palm out. And get a little bit more adventurous. The other way. Let's just swing our arm across our body and stand in neutral here, legs shoulder width apart. Try the other one. Both together. So we're square to the front. We're moving our hips a little bit, but we're staying pretty much square to the front. Until we're ready to pivot, lift our opposite heel and see how our twist is this morning. How is your range of motion when you twist? Be careful with the twist. You don't want to pull anything that you need later on in the day. So we could take this very slowly, and then you can pay attention to how your body feels. Good. Let's bring our arms over our head, and when we get up there, we'll turn our palms as we come slowly down. Working the rotator cuff. And then back up. And you can do these exercises as many as you want. 10 of them, 20 of them, whatever you want. If you like one of them, if it feels really good, do more of them. Good work, good work. All right, relax. We're going to do a shoulder shrug. Push our shoulders up to our ears. Palms into the ground. Shoulders back. Squeeze the blades together. And bring your shoulders forward as far as you can. Good. Relax. That's pretty good for the shoulders. Let's move on now to our hips and our knees and our balance. Anytime you're putting your body in an unstable position, like maybe on one foot, you're going to work all the core muscles that you have. And there are 4 main core muscles that are really important. We're going to talk a little bit more about those as we do these knee, hip balance exercises. So the first one is choose your weak leg, and in my case it's the left, and I'm going to just stand on that foot and lift the other one off the ground so that the leg is straight. It doesn't have to be way up here, just lift it off the ground and swing it back and forth slowly in front of the other leg. And here's my cat, hi Twyla May. She likes to exercise with me. She's reading the information board I have on the ground and seeing what we're doing today. So you could do this for 30 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever you feel comfortable doing, and then rest for a sec. You'll feel that in the supporting leg for sure. Lift the other one out, keep the leg straight, back and forth in front. Now core muscles. Well, you have 2 core muscles that are really needed for balance, stability. One of them goes around your middle like a corset. It's called the corset core muscle. Okay, relax for a sec. Same thing except legs off the ground, legs straight, we're going back and forth. Take it easy, slower is harder. If you go too fast, gravity's helping and that's cheating. So just take your time. Stand on one foot, straight leg, swing it back and forth. So the corset muscle runs around you like a girdle, around your belly button, around your low back. And it stabilizes all the organs that are in your abdomen and your spine, especially your low back. Good, let's try the other leg. Back and forth swing, straight leg. So that is your transverse, just lost my balance. Transverse abdominis, that's your transverse abdominis corset muscle that goes around your middle. It's deep inside your body, close to your spine. That's core muscle number one that you need to know about. Anytime you're compromising your body by putting it in an unstable position, you're working those muscles, and that's one of them. Good work. Okay, this time we're going to go on one foot, and we're going to lift our leg up so it's bent at the knee, hinged at the heel, at the ankle too, and we're going to donkey kick back with the bottom of our foot. If you need to hold on to something, like I'm holding on to this tent or a chair, that's okay. Eventually you won't need to. So I'm doing my donkey kick. Right? Relax for a second. So the other core muscle that's deep inside your body starts in your sacrum, your low back area, just above your sacrum bone, your tailbone. I'm donkey kicking with a bent leg at the knee and a bent leg at the ankle. Good work. So we've done the swings, we've done the donkey kick, and the third one we're going to do today is we're going to take our leg and we're going to go out to the side of our body and do circles. I don't care if it's bent, just do circles, work the hip, go the other way, maybe 5 one way, 5 the other. Good work. So the multifidi, plural, is a little tiny, very delicate muscle that starts in your low back here and goes up your spine about that far, about an inch on either side of your spine, and they stabilize your low back. So let's compromise our balance here so that our multifidi muscle kicks in, okay? So we take our leg out to the side and we go in a circle. The farther out you put your leg, the harder this is. So we just maybe do 5 one way and then 5 the other, and hold on to something if you need to, but make sure your posture is as good as you can get it. Good work. Now we're going to stand with our feet shoulder width apart. In neutral, that means our pelvis is relaxed, but we're going to do a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So we're going to push our bum back and get a little bit of an arch going in our low back, but not much. Just a little bit. We're going to keep our head up, shoulders up, and we're going to push our knees straight ahead over the middle of our feet as we squat, and we're going to see if we can touch the floor or the ground. Keep your head up and come back up slowly. So everything's in neutral, but as we lean forward a little bit, we push our knees forward, reach for the ground, lower our hips, feet shoulder width apart. Good. Yes, this is a balance exercise, and it's a hip exercise, and it's a knee exercise, and we're working the multifidi in our low back above our sacrum, core muscle. We're working our corset muscle, our transverse abdominis, goes around our middle to stabilize ourselves. But we've got this respiration muscle called the diaphragm, which is underneath our rib cage. It's between our chest and our abdomen. It's hiding up here, and it's a big muscle. It's kind of like an arch muscle. And as you breathe in and blow out, you're working that muscle. That's a core muscle. Keeps you stable. So we're going to take a big deep breath in before we start through our nose, and as we blow out, we're going to go down. That works the diaphragm. If we can't blow out for very long, we're only going to go as far as we can down until we need a breath again. And then as we breathe in, we're going to come up. So we're going to use the diaphragm to go up and down. So I take a deep breath in, my belly comes out, and as I blow out through my lips, now I need to breathe again. Breathe in. One more. Good work. And then The last little hip, knee, core muscle exercise is the lunge. So I keep my feet pointing straight ahead, get them apart a little bit, get up on the back of my, on the balls of my feet there, lift my heel at the back, keep my body in neutral, and then just go down slowly. Maybe my knee will go all the way to the ground, maybe not. Push back up, working those quads, working the hamstrings, working the core muscles, transverse abdominis, multifidi in the back, starting in your sacrum, above your sacrum, and going up your spine, about this far apart, inch apart, either side of the spine. Good. We can't work the diaphragm unless we take deep breaths, so. And then blow out. Breathe in on the way up. Blow out. Switch sides. I'm unstable, so I must be telling my core muscles that I need help. Here I go. I take a breath in. Breathe in. When I blow out, I'm going to suck my belly button in. When I breathe in, I'm going to let my belly button get bigger. Suck it in. Out it comes. Suck it in. Out it comes. One more. Good work. We'll call that the balance section of the workout. So the next section has about 10 exercises, and they're all weight-bearing exercises. Now, if we don't have any weights, or we don't want to use weights, or maybe we do and we have some light weights, and they can be cans out of the cupboard or water bottles filled with water. They don't have to be the kind that you see at the gym, those weights. As long as you can hold on to them safely and you're not going to drop them. But today I'm just going to do the weight exercises with my body weight. So the first one is going to be an overhead press. So my arms are in goalpost position, 90 degrees at the joint. I'm going to straighten them straight up over my head. So I'm not going on an angle like that. I'm going straight up overhead, as high as I can go, and come back down to the goalpost. And as I do it, why not work the bottom of my body at the same time? So lift my knees up. I like doing the knee up. It doesn't have to be. It could be a step touch. Or I can stand still, but I like pushing my knee up. And I do about 10 of these overhead presses. And then I cross my legs in front and tap as I bring my arms together that are at 90 degrees at the elbow. And I work my pecs, which are my chest muscles. Pec press. So this was an overhead press. This is a pec press. Working lots of body parts, lower and upper. So I do as many of these as I want. Doesn't matter. We're not doing high impact, so I can do lots of reps if I want. 10, 20, whatever you want. My feet are coming together. My knees are going to come together as I push them forward and do a little squat and a Dairy Queen dip with my goalpost arms. And I always push my knees over top of the middle of my feet, not off to the side. Dairy Queen dip. Then I get my legs farther apart than my hips, toes pointing straight ahead, and as I reach around this giant willow tree and give it a hug, I round my back, I push my knees over top of my feet, wherever my feet are. Make sure your feet are pointing straight ahead, and give the tree a big hug. A willow tree. They use the willow to make drugs like aspirin. So I do about 10 or 20 of these. And then I just take my legs and tap to the side, and with my bent arms I lift up like this. So my shoulder blades are coming together. I'm working my trapezius muscle in my shoulders, which is a big muscle that goes into your neck. Doing a little bit of a squat. So my legs are bent a little bit, my hips are down a little bit, and it's called a fly. This is a fly. Very famous, very old exercise. It's been around a long time. As long as you do it right, it's good for you, especially for your back and your shoulders. Okay, I think I forgot this one when I did this the last time, but I'm going to lift my leg out to the side, and these are my adductors along the inside of my leg and my abductors along the outside of my leg, and I'm going to stand in neutral and get them going out to the side. So I'm not bending over like this. I'm standing up nice and tall and lifting them straight-legged, working my glutes and my low back. I can feel it right there in my low back. Right. So I'm pushing out. Why not do the arms at the same time? So if you had weights in your hands, or even weights around your ankles, because your form was perfect without weights, and you wanted to challenge yourself a little bit, make sure the weights aren't too heavy. Your form is always number one. Your posture has to be as perfect as you can get it to get the most out of the exercise. Now I'm going to do a little heel dig, but I think I'm going to change this to a scoop. So I'm going to scoop whatever I'm scooping, keeping my head up, move my leg shoulder width apart, and scoop like this. So I'm doing a squat, scoop with my arms. Or I can have my legs together. I can scoop with my knees coming together again. Or I could heel dig, scoop. That's even harder. But this is gentle fit. So let's just keep our feet together for one and apart for one. And together for one and apart for one. And we do as many of these as we feel like it. At least 10 though, right? Maybe 20. One more. And only do the heel dig if you want to really challenge your core muscles. Oh, don't forget to breathe. So if I breathe in and blow out and do the scoop. Breathe in. Or legs apart a little bit. Breathe in. Blow out. Suck your belly button in. Okay, so any variation of that. So I've got the weights. I did an overhead press. I did a pec press. Yep, I did the Dairy Queen dip. I hugged the tree. I did the fly. And I did the scoop. Now we're going to do a thrust. So our feet are shoulder width apart. We're holding on to our imaginary weights, leaning over at the hips here. And as we push our hips forward and straighten up, our arms come parallel to the ground. So we thrust. Legs are straight the whole time. That's right. Just hinge at the hips, thrust forward. Hold on to something, maybe a bottle of water, or maybe you might have some very light hand weights, or a can of beans, red kidney beans to be specific. Up, up. And of course you do about 10 of those or 20, and then I'm going to get my feet farther apart, because I'm going to squat again really low, but my arms are going to start over my head, straight over my head, and as they come down, swoop them or swing them. Not swoop them, that's not a word. Swing them through my legs. So I start with my arms over my head, do my squat as low as I can get it, keep my head up, swing my arms between my legs, and do at least 10 of these. So this is a weight routine. With or without weights, your body weight is still okay. Shake it all out. So we're going to work those core muscles while we're down on the mat or the floor or the grass. Just make sure wherever you are, your knees are protected, because you don't want to be on the hard floor. So I'm just going to be on the grass here. Get my knees shoulder width apart, because I want my low back to be pretty flat. Okay, and I want my hands to be right below my shoulders. I want my hands to be in front of my knees. And if I have my hands with my fingers spread in the right position, my back will be pretty flat. I don't need to bring my body down, it can be on a little bit of an angle, but my low back should be pretty flat. There's a natural little bit of a dip there. Okay, so I'm in this position here. I'm just going to hold it and practice breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. When I breathe in through my nose, my belly will get bigger, because the diaphragm is pushing all the organs out of the way so the ribs can expand. And when I blow out, the diaphragm is moving back up underneath the lower ribs, and the organs are moving up. So I'm going to suck my belly button in. So when I take a deep breath in, my belly button goes down. And when I blow out, my belly button goes up toward my spine. My belly button goes out when I breathe in. That's not a very good breath. Let's try it again, Robert. And blow out. So you want to practice that deep breathing while you're in this table position. Everything is in neutral. Your head's in neutral. You know, your arms are right underneath your shoulders, and your hands are below there too. Everything's perfect. You could stay here for quite a while and just breathe. Practice breathing. You could put a cup with some water on your lumbar spine and then do it. Breathe in and out and just be in this position. You could. And then when you're ready, you're going to take one arm and get it straight out. As soon as you lift that arm and make it straight out, that shoulder on that side will come up, so you have to lower your shoulder a little bit so that your back is straight on top. So I get my arm up, I lower my shoulder, and I hold it here and breathe. Put it back down to the other side. Lower the shoulder so your back is flat, and breathe in. Expanding your abdomen, pushing the organs down. Blow out. Organs move back up as your diaphragm moves underneath your ribs again, but your back is still flat. Try it again. So nothing moves here, because those core muscles, the transverse abdominis that goes around your waist, close to your spine, is stabilizing you. Your multifidi, which are the little wee ones at your sacrum there, moving up your back, up your spine about an inch apart, those muscles are stabilizing your core too. Your core is that low back area pretty much. Some people call the core from the neck down to the sacrum or the pubic bone. That whole area where your torso is could be called your core. And all the muscles connected are core muscles. But the ones deep inside your body, those are the ones we're talking about. Right? And then you've got your Kegel muscles that I've got to find, which are in my pelvic floor. Those are the muscles that you would use. You would squeeze them if you wanted to stop the urine from flowing. So the next time you're peeing, just try to squeeze the muscles in your pelvic floor and stop the urine from coming out. That feeling is your Kegel muscles. So whether you have to pee or not, you can Kegel anytime you want, anywhere you want, and hold the Kegel maybe for 3 or 5 seconds and then relax it and then squeeze again. No one will even know you're doing it. So your Kegel muscles. So you got your Kegel muscles, which are core muscles, your diaphragm, the breathing respiration muscle, that's very important to that breath, is a core muscle. Your corset muscle, transverse abdominis, and your multifidi, or multifidus is one singular, multifidi is plural, that go up your spine and support your spine, starting above your sacrum. And so, you've got the arm raised and you tried it. Now we're going to try it with the leg. So we'll take one leg, doesn't matter which one, and stretch it out and put your toe on the ground, keep it low, and hold it there and breathe. Then you try your other leg. Keep the leg down, toe is touching. If you lift that leg up, you better have strong multifidi muscles, strong transverse abdominis muscles, and strong Kegel muscles in your pelvic floor if you lift that leg up. If you're not there yet, you're going to have to keep the leg straight and toe touching. When you're ready to lift the leg up, maybe you're ready to lift the alternate or the opposite arm up, lower the hip, make sure everything's square, the water in the cup isn't spilling out, and then do your breaths. And then do the other side. This is an advanced move, but you can work your way up to that. I like starting right in this table position and practicing my breathing. And then when I'm ready, maybe I'll use an arm, lower that shoulder and breathe there, other side, leg, the other leg, and call it quits there. I don't think I'm ready for both of them. I think the water would spill out, and you don't want it to spill if you want a core that's very strong. Okay? Good. One more and then we're done with our core. We're going to lie on our back. One leg is going to be straight with the foot flexed. That means the toes pointing to your head. And the knee is sort of pushed down with your brain. Push the leg, keep it really straight, push the knee down. You have the other leg bent, foot flat. And you're going to lie down with probably a little pillow supporting your neck. And then when everything is straight and you're ready to do this, you're going to lift your head up about 2 centimeters, like an inch, just up a little bit, and count to 3 or count to 5, and then relax, switch legs, get everything straight and tight, then lift your head up about an inch, count to 5 or so, and put it down and go back and forth for 10. So I'll just do it once on each side. You can't really see me anyway. So if my head is on a pillow, it will be in neutral. If it's not, it probably won't be. So I'll pretend there's a pillow here. Leg is straight and tight. Other leg is bent, foot flat. My foot is flexed on the straight leg. My knee is down as far as I can get it. I can feel my hamstrings on the back of my leg and the quads on the front and the calf muscle very tight. I lift my head up a little bit, 2 inches, 1 inch, 4 centimeters, hardly at all. Just get it up a little bit, keep your head in neutral, count to 5, and you could breathe. You could take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, work the diaphragm. You could Kegel at the same time. You want to work all the core muscles. And then rest, switch sides, and do it on the other side, thinking about all the components of activating those core muscles, and do maybe 10 of those. It might take you 10 minutes. That's okay. All right? And you're going to drink lots and lots of water before you exercise, during the exercise, and after the exercise. For our stretch today, we're going to stretch the trapezius muscle. The trapezius muscle in the neck, onto the shoulder, down the back of the shoulder, and into the front a little bit. It's a big muscle, both sides, trapezius, trapezius. But what I find fascinating is that it's part of the neck too. So whenever you're moving the neck, you're working the trapezius muscle. And whenever you're using the shoulder, you're working the trapezius muscle. And we want lots of blood flowing up through our neck into our head so we can do a lot of things, including think better. So we want that trapezius muscle to be able to carry lots of blood. So we're going to work that this morning in our stretch. So I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to cup the trapezius muscle, cup the shoulder, dig my fingers into the back of the shoulder there, trying to get more blood into the trapezius. And then I'm going to take try to relax. I'm going to take my head and I'm going to turn it into the squeeze and hold it. Maybe for 3 seconds. Then I'm going to slowly come into neutral and go away from the squeeze and hold it for another 3 seconds. And then come into neutral and look up for 3 seconds. And then down for 3 seconds. Moving through neutral very slowly each time. Maybe only holding it for about 3 seconds. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to turn into the, and I might want to do that several times to warm up my trapezius muscle with the turning business. And then when I'm ready to stretch it, I'm going to hold it into the squeeze, squeezing my shoulders, bringing blood into the trapezius muscle, and just breathe. So breathe in through my nose, blow out through my mouth. Working my diaphragm, trying to relax. I did it 3 times, and I'm going to slowly go into neutral and away from the squeeze. Breathe in through my nose. Blow out through my mouth. Working the diaphragm. Back into neutral. Look up. Keep squeezing. We need blood. Neutral. Look down. Put your chin on your chest. The breathing is the diaphragm core muscle. Here we go. And you can do more than 3 breaths. You can hold it longer, up to 1 minute, 2 minutes. Just breathe normally. But I like working the diaphragm whenever I get a chance to do that, when I'm stretching. And then I have to do the other side. So I'll just squeeze it, get the blood into the trapezius on that side, and then look into the squeeze. And just breathe normal. And then when I'm ready, after 3 seconds, look away. Breathe normal. Yeah, my diaphragm's working, but not too hard. Neutral, look up. Neutral, look down, breathe normal. A little bit of respiration going on. Very low impact, slow twitch muscle fibers in whatever muscle group I'm using are the only ones that are really working at the moment. The fast twitch ones aren't working. Okay, now I'm ready. I'm going to look into the squeeze, hold it there for 3 breaths. Slowly come to neutral, look away, 3 breaths. Neutral, look up. Neutral, look down. Remember, when you take that deep breath in, the diaphragm moves out of the way of the lungs, pushing the organs in your lower abdomen down. And when you breathe out, blow, exhale, your diaphragm will move back up underneath the ribs, and your lungs will contract. They don't need as much room when it's up here, but you need to deep breathe. So down I go. And I think the best time for me to do the deep breathing is in the stretch component of my workout, or maybe the weight component of my workout. So have a great day. See you next time.